Hello everyone, welcome to Recursive Gaming. In this video today we're going to be doing some PvP in the new Seven Knights 2 game that just released globally. It's a really fun game. I've been enjoying it so much. In only a couple of days of playing, I've managed to climb up to almost platinum in PvP. I attribute most of that success to my two legendaries that I summoned early on in the game. I'm not going to lie, these units are awesome and they're helping me climb for sure, but also in the video I want to talk a little bit about team compositions in PvP and what you can do to build your team for PvP if you haven't been as lucky as someone like me and pulled some nice legendaries. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first I'm going to very quickly do an overview of the setup that I use for PvP. I've got Wendigo, Yeonhee, or I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, Eileen, and Shay. Shay is my main healer, although I'm thinking about replacing her in this next match that we're going to be doing, mainly for a couple of reasons. Let me go ahead and take a look and I'll show you why. So her passive decreases the enemy's ultimate skill gauge while increasing her own with every auto attack. And that's okay, but most of the time in PvP matches so far, I don't get to ultimates. Nobody uses an ultimate. The enemy team's dead before we even get a chance to do it. So ultimates really haven't played a part. Now that could be because I'm decreasing their ultimate gauge. Otherwise they would have gotten it, but I'm not sure. So far, in the early part of the game in PvP, Shay's passive for ultimate just doesn't seem to be really doing too much. So I've really just been ignoring everyone's ultimate. Nobody has a chance to get it off. So really all Shay's bringing to the table is a team heal and a decreased damage for 10% for 15 seconds. A blind that only has a 36% chance to hit, and a heal right here. But it's based on her max HP. I've got her on a max HP set, but she's only at 6,700 HP. That's not very much, guys. So I'm thinking that until late game when I've got a better build or maybe whatnot, she might be a good PvP unit. But for now, I'm actually going to replace her with my other unit. So I needed to fit this unit into the team because she's just amazing at PvP. Her skill set is so good. Look at this passive, guys. She revives herself when killed. Back to almost 25% of her max HP and resets all her cooldowns. Oh my goodness, she's so good in PvP. I don't use her in PvE to progress, but yeah, I had to fit her on my PvP team, so I put her in and took out Serena. However, this time I'm going to be kicking out Shay and keeping Serena instead. And the reason why is this. I'm using Wendigo. Okay, there's better tanks to use in PvP. But look at this passive, guys. He increases the AoE skill damage of all allies by almost 20%. Serena has a buff that does the exact same thing. Okay, so in my PvP team, or in my PvE team, this works wonders. Having two characters that increase AoE skill damage just makes my Yeonhee hit for an absolute truckload. Okay, every single one of her skills is AoE, so she hits for massive damage. Even her auto attack is AoE. She hits for massive damage because I'm doubling down on AoE damage using these two characters. I wasn't doing that in PvP, and I think that maybe I could have been doing even better if I had kicked out Shay for Serena. The reason why I'm thinking this is because I won every single match up until this point. I just suffered my first loss earlier today against a full tank team. There was 3 tanks and 1 damage dealer, and they absolutely wiped the floor with me, guys. Okay? They didn't even have a healer, and yet I could barely damage them, and they just destroyed me. So they had lots of, self-shields and all kinds of stuff. Just absolutely destroyed me, guys, and they didn't even have a healer. So I'm thinking maybe a healer is not the best idea unless you're running a stall team. So for PvP, at least at the point I'm at, it looks like maybe if you go full damage, it might be better, as opposed to trying to do a mixed approach. So PvP is definitely different from PvE, and we're going to do some testing. So if you don't pull Yeonhee, what's a good alternate? Let me show you the unit that this team was using that I lost to. Okay, where is he? Goodness, I know he's in here somewhere. I don't see him yet. No. Alright, well, maybe I pulled him and I didn't even notice. No, I don't have him. He should have been in that list. Alright, interesting. Anyways, He had a Rudy, he had a Spike, he had a Valdur, oh here he is, and he had a Neo. This team of 4 right here is what I went against. Rudy, Spike, not quite a tank, I said it was a full tank team, but here he is, the second tank, Valdur, but no healer. This was his only ranged damage dealer, and the reason Neo was so good for this team is because he did this skill right here where he pulls in the enemies. Now, I have a pull as well, but for some reason this pull just seems more effective than my Wendigo. Also, this guy, this guy, forms a link with the nearest allies, and they all take less damage. So, also, decreased damage from enemies as a passive. Honestly, this team just absolutely destroyed me. So if you don't pull Yeonhee, this guy is an excellent ranged damage dealer for PvP. Another good one that I am not using because I have Yeonhee, otherwise I would be using her, is Juju. Juju is an excellent ranged damage dealer for PvP. She's got lots of paralyze, and then check out this passive, guys. Your entire team does additional damage against paralyzed targets, and she has lots of paralyze in her kit. You can also run somebody that you get for free, and you should be building anyways because you're forced to use her in the story by herself. So if you want to have an easier time in the story when you have to use her, you should be building her anyways. She's got paralyze in her kit, so she makes a great addition to a team with Juju. So there's a couple of ranged damage dealing options. If you're trying to counter a Shane team, if this unit right here, Shane, is really destroying your team because she teleports to the back line and then does massive damage to your backline support and carries, then to counter Shane, I would suggest running Adele, who you get for free. Okay, you don't have to pull him, you get him for free because of this skill right here. He attacks targets that are attacking your support allies first and taunts them off of them. Okay, that really helps to counter Shane as well as Rudy. So Rudy is also an excellent unit because he taunts and he attacks DPS targets first. Shane, as you'll see, is, where is she? Right here, DPS. So she is labeled as a DPS unit. So if she's one of or the only DPS unit on the enemy team, then Rudy will automatically target her with this. Now she's going to teleport to your back line and start hitting your support allies if you have one. So Adele does the same thing effectively with this skill. So those are some good counters for Shane. Some healers that you could recommend. I would recommend watching some other YouTube videos, finding a tier list, that kind of thing. There's lots of decent healers. This guy's a ranged damage dealer. This guy's a healer. So the rare version, or the greater, I guess. No, this is rare. Yeah, green is greater. And blue is rare. So this rare version of Henry is a decent healer. He's got here, recovers the HP of all allies, and then recovers the HP and casts a shield on a single target. So a decent healer. There's some options that you can use, but I hope this helps you guys out. Let's go ahead and get started and watch some PvP. Oh, sorry, forgot to adjust my team. Let's put in her for her. As you can see, I am running the crit formation. There's good formations you can use. I don't recommend this for PvP. Attack speed doesn't seem to really help that much. A lot of your characters don't really do much with their auto attack. It just does damage. There's very few characters that gain something from auto attacks, that land debuffs and whatnot. So attack speed doesn't seem to really help that much. So this is the default. I chose crit. And the reason why is because I'm building my Yeonhee with crit chance in her gear, so she's up to almost 35% crit chance, and Eileen also benefits from crit chance. So this is the team. Let's go ahead and try it without a dedicated healer, guys. You can call Serena an off healer, but she doesn't really heal for very much. So yeah, this is a basically no healer team. We're going to see how well this does. It doesn't auto rematch for some reason, don't know why. You have to click rematch manually. I can't seem to figure out how to make it do it by itself, but okay, fine. I'm not going to be spending rubies. Alright, so I'm going to put some timestamps down below for you guys to find what you're looking for. So you don't have to watch all of that talking. If you just want to get straight to the action, then you can click the timestamps. But here we go. Alright, so Wendigo pulled them all in. As you can see, this is an enemy Shane team that I'm not countering Shane. So Shane is doing a lot of damage to my Yeonhee. But that's okay. Yeonhee is Doing pretty well. Somehow Yeonhee got healed. I guess my Serena healed for a lot more than I thought, because Yeonhee was getting kind of low and then she got healed. Now Yeonhee's down to half, but I've killed 2 of the enemy team. The Karen is almost down. Karen's down, and now we're going to focus on Shane. But Yeonhee was able to survive long enough. So what made that work was, honestly, the enemy Shane just not dealing enough damage. Okay, so damage done. Of course, Yeonhee did the most. Damage received. Yeonhee also received the most damage. Healing. I mean, you can't see exactly how much, but apparently she did some healing. Alright. Let's rematch again. I wish there was a way in the options to turn up the damage numbers and make the damage numbers bigger. It's hard to see sometimes how much damage certain abilities do. I'm not seeing any crits though. I'm using a crit formation and Yeonhee is 35% crit, so there's some crits. Almost 3,000 just now. Alright, so apparently crit Yeonhee is not a terrible thing. I know some people in the comments are going to be like, why? Crit is terrible. I'm not actually sure if it's terrible or not, but I'm expecting that in the comments. But it's working for me. Look, 44-35 just now is a crit. That's pretty good, guys. 3,000, yeah. So the crit formation plus crit gear on your DPS does not seem to be a terrible idea. It's working for me pretty well. And like I said, Wendigo's not the best choice of tank, but it's boosting my Yeonhee. So with the Serena buff plus the passive from Wendigo, I'm getting almost 40% additional damage to my Yeonhee. Actually, not just Yeonhee. All of my units do AoE damage. My Serena does full AoE damage, my Eileen does full AoE damage, so does my Wendigo, so I'm boosting the entire team's damage by 40% using just the combo of Wendigo and Serene. If you guys are running AoE comps in PvP, consider running Wendigo and Serene because that's a 40% damage boost right there. So yeah, there's some synergies in the game that just work really well. So here we are. I'm just running, I think I'm going to keep winning until I run into a whale, honestly. Like that one whale that beat me with the Rudy and the Spike. Alright, here we go. Alright, so Wendigo versus Wendigo. He's got Iota, so he's got a double tank team. Plus a Serene. He's also got a Serene and a Karen. Okay, so he's got a double tank, double support team. No dedicated damage dealer. And no debuffer or stunlander or paralysis or anything like that. My Eileen removes enemy buffs and also has a paralysis stun effect. Wendigo has a stun, so Serene has no crowd control at all. She lands an attack debuff, but that's the extent of her crowd control. Ooh, 7,200 crit, guys. 7,200 crit. That was massive. And I just love crits. Can't help it. Always have. Been playing RPGs all my life, and I've always loved crit builds. Okay, let's keep going. Man, this is so much fun. I'm actually really enjoying this game a lot for some reason. It's not like it's so much different than a lot of other games I've played, honestly, but it's just something about the presentation, the style, and the art. It's so cool. Very satisfying to watch. Alright, so my Eileen came back for some reason to help against the enemy Shane. And this looks like a really good Shane, actually. This doesn't look like the normal one. Okay, so Shane got destroyed. It's not very well equipped, I guess. Part of the reason I'm making this PvP video today is because I'm finally going against people who are similarly geared with myself. I'll go back and take a look and I'll show you. Actually, you know what? We'll just keep going and we'll take a look at the end. Or if you want, you can, you know, rewind the video and go back where you can see some of the PvP stats. But there at the bottom, you'll see a lot of the guys I'm going against are higher power level than me, right? So I'm actually theoretically under power for the PvP ranking that I'm at. So I'm surprised I'm actually still winning as often as I am. Alright, so that's a Shane team as well. Everyone seems to be running Shane. Alright, Shane is not doing that much to my Yeonhee. She's doing some. There's... Whoa. Oh, okay, I know what that is. That's the pet, isn't it? So I have this pet. I forgot to show you guys my pet. My pet is so good. So I think that's the pet heal, actually. I don't think that's my Serena heal. 15,000? There's no way my Serena's healing for 15,000. That's got to be the pet. Well, it's good to know that the pet's not useless in PvP. Alright, so without showing you guys the pet, I'll just tell you what he does. He gives my team 16% bonus to block rate. The entire team. Pets? Oh my god, pets are so valuable in this game. I want a legendary pet so bad. I had no idea how valuable pets are until I actually saw somebody's legendary pet. It is ridiculous how much you get from a good pet. So my pet is a rare and he gives me 16% block rate. Those legendary pets are insane though. Man, I'm telling you, the synergy in this team is insane. The damage my team puts out because of the 40% damage boost from Serene and Wendigo is insane. Look at that, 3,300, 3,200, mass 5,400. Just absolutely destroying people. This team is very effective. I think I may have found a hidden synergy that I haven't seen anyone talk about yet. This synergy is so good with Serene and Wendigo. And an AoE damage dealer. It's making an AoE damage dealer hit harder than a single target damage dealer, guys. It's just so good. Let's keep going until I lose. If I even lose. We'll see. I might have just jinxed myself. Knock on wood, right? Alright, so I'm at 2469. This guy's at 2457. But he is dying very fast. Very fast. I just removed their buffs. Ooh, this Shane is hitting really hard. That Shane was hitting me pretty good. But she's not going to win. Look at that, guys. Oh my goodness. Big hits. Yeah. Wow. That's just amazing. I am still blown away by how much damage my team is doing, even against single targets, because theoretically you don't do as much damage against single targets with an AoE build, but this team is just absolutely destroying people. So now I'm platinum, just like that. I thought I was going to have a couple of wins or a couple of losses in this video. I was going to show you guys a couple of losses and like how to, you know, strategize your team, but oh man, still easy for now. Okay, so ooh, that's not good. My team's getting destroyed here. Oh yeah, here we go. My pet heal went off already, so I'm not sure what that guy is. Oh, that's the green guy. I can't remember his name. Triton or Tristan, something like that. All right, so my Yeonhee's almost dead. Taking massive damage, big hits. Going against a Dellens. Oh no, that's the blue guy I told you about, the Yeon or whatever. Really good character. And then this girl, not sure who that is. Crosette. So going against a Crosette and a Yeon. But I've still got 3 against their 2. I think we're gonna win this. Finally got to some ultimates. This is the first time I've seen ultimates today in a PvP match. Lasted long enough. I think my Eileen won me this match, guys. My Eileen rezzed, came back, and had all her cooldowns off cooldown, so I think I owe that win to my Eileen. But that was a really, really good enemy team I went against. A Crosette, Juju, so they a no healer, 3 ranged damage dealers, and no healer team almost took me out. Wow, that was very effective. Like, I got really low very fast. And then the Crosette absolutely destroyed my Yeonhee. Okay, well that was cool. Alright, that was more exciting content. I was starting to be worried that everything was just going to be a super easy match. Finally went against a difficult team. We're going to continue going though. Here's a Shane team. Shane in the front row, no tank. This is an interesting team. Ooh, big hits, big hits. Okay. They've got a Shay. They've got, not sure who this, oh, Claire. I already took out their Shane though. Their Shane's dead already. That was an interesting team composition. They had a Shane, Lene, or Len, Shay, and Claire. And it didn't work against me, but I was interested to see how well it would do. Looks like they were going for single target damage, trying to take out single targets as fast as possible. Because Claire's kind of a single target damage, and then so is Shane. But it didn't work for them. That's it. Alright, let's go back to the arena and take a look. And I'll show you the people I've been going against. So you can see that it's not all people under power or anything like that. That's not why I'm winning. We're all about the same power, or I'm even under power. Okay, so my team is 37,000 power, okay? Look at these guys I'm going against. 47,000, 48,000, 48,000. Yeah, there's really no one below my power. Maybe this guy and, you know, about this guy. But for the most part, we're all either equal or as we go up towards where we're at right here. So yeah, I think I found a really good team. If you want to run Wendigo and Serene with an AoE damage dealer, I think you're going to see really good results. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one.